'cause I've always heard the stories, but never felt it for myself, y'all. Well, until just the other day, when something happens in my spirit every time I say that name.
All right, all right.
That name is Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Say the name Jesus. Oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, call him by his name. Jesus. What's the name?
All right.
Yes, it is.
WinDC.com, 2GO Radio. We're about to go live and on air.
I hear the churches sing the blood songs like it'll never lose its power. I hear the people say they need the Lord every minute, every hour. But I never felt it for myself, y'all. Well, until just the other night, I called the name of Jesus, and afterwards I felt alright. Yeah, it was like a cool breeze blowing on the inside of water, rushing in my body, a fire, burning away everything that I don't need and making me right. It was too real to act like it wasn't happening, happened too fast for me to suppress it. And after that I tried my eyes and I couldn't stop smiling, 'cause the whole time mother was right when I called Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. What's his name? Say the name. Jesus, Holy Lamb that was slain. Jesus.
All right. Show us the way. That worked. Now we know. So welcome.
He'll be your friend.
Welcome. We're at WinDCRadio.com. 2GO Radio.
Yeah, he could take away the pain.
And we are
and if you want his
missing
power,
one key factor today, that is Queen
and his name
Kim,
is Jesus.
Kamia, on the road, in the field, doing the work, putting in the time. She's definitely very much missed, but I am your guest in her absence, co-hosting today. Good to see everybody. Glad to be seen. We have blessed the studio. We have blessed the studio with bringing in our ancestors, bringing in the energy of our crystals and our stones. We've cleansed the energy with the frankincense and myrrh, and we are opening up this space and allowing our energy to flow freely from us to you, sharing our talents and our gifts. And we look forward to seeing Kim when she comes back with her field information. She's got all kinds of good things up her sleeve that she's out there doing. Welcome everybody. Where are we?
2G Radio on WinDC. Check us out each and every Saturday. I hope you heard Mother Love, because she was talking over the music. Kim, she's out on the road. She was doing some field work with the young ladies that we involved with, and they're on their way up to New York. You will hear about that next Saturday when she come back. But anyway, you got the frankincense burning, right?
Frankincense and myrrh.
The music was I just said
sacred
a little,
combination.
Thing I had to take care of for a minute, so I got to get back in the zone. And the devil busy, right? But this is how we were going to do it.
It's our choice. We can choose where we are. You chose to pull yourself into that Zen space again.
Sometimes that's be true, but sometimes, like you say, you can blindside you. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, I want to speak on some few things for the holiday season. What I noticed is a spirit going around and it's not really a good spirit. It's probably been going around, but I just been noticing, and it had talked to me, and I could speak on like one of the incidents happened yesterday at work. I was just chilling, and I was observing. I was just observing what was going on, and the guy, you know, he got a phone call. Basically, something had happened, and I don't really want to go into all the details.
Yeah.
But let me get, as light workers, right?
Okay.
The work that we doing, we trying to help people and, you know, keep the positive vibe flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people that didn't know you in the past or just basically didn't know you, they would look at you.
They don't know your story.
Right. For one, they don't know your story, but for two, they would take your kindness for a weakness.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Typical,
And
but you know, you will find a good few that know that you reap what you sow.
Right. So what my message is out there to the light workers or to the people that's of good, you can say Christians, Buddhism. I don't really want to put a religion on it, but the positive vibe,
Right.
you will be tested.
Because even if you woke, that doesn't mean that you have a good spirit or that your spirituality is on that side where you're choosing to do for the good versus the dark.
Right. That's true, but you would see that in a person's energy. So what I have been noticing this holiday spirit was a lot of bad things happening. I had stopped watching the news for one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wake up in the morning and all thing you hear how many people got shot.
Bombard yourself with that negative energy.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. You didn't get out of bed. So I stopped doing that like 2-3 years ago maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But
me too.
But it still have a way of finding you. Via Facebook, Instagram.
There's so many ways for them to communicate. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'll comment. Did you hear about such and such? And so but at least I ain't getting it that early in the morning. Right? So we do our work. So what I was saying about this story happened, the guy tried to inform this guy. Somebody had said the guy did something. So the guy on the positive tip confronted the other guy, basically, and saying, man, if you did such and such X, Y, Z, you need to just like calm down on that or watch that, right? Whatever, right? The guy that he was trying to help turned on him. Like he was the one.
They was out there stirring it up.
Yeah. Right? And I'm looking, I'm like, man, and acting like he's out in the street. They ain't thinking about his job or he could lose it or anything.
He mad somebody came at him with the truth. He couldn't handle the truth.
Because
he had been exposed.
So
at that point.
what I'm learning is like everybody, you can't save everybody. That's why they got jails. That's why they have graveyards, because everybody on different levels. So you may be on this good vibe level, right? And you going to reach out to this person and help this person, and you get that backlash. So a lot of times you see something. It's better not sometimes not even say nothing. You feel me? They say if you see something, say something. Yeah, but you got to be prepared for whatever come at you. Because a lot of them people on that level, like I say, when I say level, I'm talking like we got 3D. If you don't know what 3D means, basically that's third dimension. You got 1D, 2D, 3D, and we on third dimension. Then you got 4D, 5D.
I'm telling you, I just recently learned today, this is through some research I did, 11 dimensions make up this universe, this reality that we're in.
Okay.
I've never heard it go that high.
But actually it's more than 11.
It might be more than that?
Wow. Because it's like the heaven that the people talk about, you can't even get to it. You got angels, you got fire, you got a lot of stuff God in there. Because the most holiest of holiest, the Elohim, that's where he resides, the creator, the big, everything that we talk about.
The breath of God.
Yeah, so, but we got a lot of entities, angels, and you got to think about, like you say, demons. Oh, demons so bad, right? A demon really,
It's
they
a
got
fallen
wings.
angel.
They ain't
That's
nothing
a
but an
fallen angel.
Right. So you got your angels, right?
Archangels.
Yeah, you got your demons. They call them demons basically because they on the evil side. You know,
They've chosen to use their power for the bad, for the
right,
dark.
Right. So the angels, they on the good side. So it's always a fight between the good and the bad, the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the negative, the positive. You know, it's always
The polar opposites.
there. You go. So basically, we know that. So what I'm saying is, everybody's on different levels. So if you see something going on, a lot of times, and it's that energy, because like I said, I feel energy, and people look at me sometimes like, "What do you mean? What are you talking?" A lot of times you ain't gotta say nothing. I already feel the energy. You know what I'm saying?
But that was my thought when you said sometimes it's not even worth it to say something. But
Right.
see, even if you just say something to yourself to change the energy, the vibe, the vibration that's present and available at that time, you know, you can interject your energy into it where it's not even, they don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what happened, you know. But at the same time, I was thinking what you said, it seemed like the guy was getting a little upset because he was being revealed. You know, he thought what was being done in the dark wasn't going to come to the light.
Right.
You know.
Exactly, because what he said was, who was the person that
Does
said
it
that
matter?
at that time? Yeah, that's
Does
what I'm
it
saying. I'm
matter?
like, why would I even tell you who the person was if you acting like this to me?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with all that being said, watch. And if you know a person and he always or she always into something, fall back on that, because that's their spirit, that's their nature. You see what I'm saying? So they gonna have to go through something to learn that, hey, I gotta stop being
The
like
parameters,
this.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
How to prioritize.
Yeah. So what I basically try to do is watch the circle you put around you. You know what I'm saying? And keep that vibe going. But in that same token too, sometimes you got to show people, like I said, you ain't to be pushed over. You know what I'm saying? We all got two sides. Just because you try to be that person all the time, if you see somebody that is gonna try to keep using you, keep abusing you, or whatever, ladies that's in relationships, you know what I'm saying? Whether you use it or not, we all got that yin and that yang. And if you notice in the yin and the yang, you got the black side, the white side. But the white side got that little black dot, and the black side got that little white dot. So that what I'm getting out of that, no matter how holy you is, you still got that little
speck.
dot. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's how the Creator made us, and that's how we are.
Well, I want to speak to that see something, say something. Because, you know, that's where the term whistleblower comes from. You know, because there are a lot of times when you'll see something and you don't want to necessarily get involved, but you see something that's so bad, you got to say something. So let me just say, as a mentor to youth, a lot of times they think you don't see them. And then just to give for instance, I was with some young ladies the other night. Sister Kim, you know, Queen Kim and I, we went and did, had a conversation, you know, did some mentoring and presented some great information and I guess you can say like a workshop. And in amongst that group of people, everybody has their own thing that they into. There were two that were off to the side, and I swore to goodness what they were doing. I'm not going to really get into the specifics, but they thought they were invisible. Like nobody's seeing me, nobody's paying any attention to me, and then as soon as I said something to them, they were like, "Oh, you see us."
Right. They're in their own little world.
Yeah. So a lot of times, you know, just saying hi, you know, or getting somebody, you say, "Hey, how you doing?" That kind of let them know you see them, you know, which is kind of probably the conversation you were trying to have with the young man to say, "Hey, somebody saw what you did."
Right.
You know, but at the same time, I wanted to bring up the fact that there are some things that are seen sometimes that are criminal. I actually observed, I work in the healthcare industry, I observed some criminal activity, you know, because there's some things that, you know, our certifications and our licenses ensure others against, to say that there's a certain protocol and process and procedure that we must follow. And if something happens, then you go back and you check that process and the procedure to check off the list that you do everything that you should have done. And if a catastrophe or something major happens, then you have a history, a record of things that have happened that kind of led up to that event. Well, what I observed, and you don't want to see anyone getting hurt, but I saw someone getting hurt, and I couldn't, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. It was a struggle. It was a hard thing for me to talk to people that are allowing someone to hurt them, and thinking that's because that's what they're shown, and that's because what they're raised. They're told it's okay, But then I became the whistleblower because I'm sharing with them, hey, babe, you don't let people hurt you like that. You don't,
Right.
And so it became a conversation that apparently other people have had injuries as well. And they didn't know what was going on. People were saying something, but nobody was believing anybody. Everything was swept under the rug kind of thing. And as soon as I get involved, and I don't know what makes me any different, but this happens every place I go. If you ain't on your stick, if you're not on your thing, if you don't get your stand on your square and show that you can go toe to toe with whatever it is, the test of your time.
Right.
Some kind of way it's going to be exposed. And I'm not here to test you. I'm just saying, when light shines on an issue or concern, you can see it better. A lot of times, as an example, sunglasses, eyeglasses, I sometimes can't read something. I put a little extra light on it.
Right.
Can you read it better?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? You don't need glasses at that point. You just got to have more light on the subject. Right. So just to say that, I just wanted to share with, sometimes you just have to let people know you're there for them.
Yeah. I agree with you on the point, but what I'm thinking is, because I know what I said, but you also, like I said, you got to pick and choose.
But he was hurting himself. He hurt himself if he out there doing something he ain't had no business doing.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, the other person was going to take to high authority, but they asked me did I know him. I'm like, man, it's holiday time, So I called myself, like I said, letting him know woo, and I got the backflash. So, just be prepared.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you sensing
everybody not on the same level.
You sensing something extra, aren't you? How you doing, Vaughn and Scoop? How you doing? Peace. Our guests have walked in. Welcome. This is members of the group Encore. This is Scoop. How you doing, darling? And Vaughn, I've never met you, but I will take a hug. Thank you. All right. You two can go have a seat over here. This is Florence. This is the co-host. I'm sitting in for Kim, the main host. She's on. She's in the field today. And you and I have had a chance to perform together this summer in Mount Rainier. And so, what do you play?
Well,
a vocalist?
Yeah, I'm helping a manager the band.
Oh.
He brought me on, and we got brothers right now.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
A band of brothers.
That's what it is.
So
Okay.
we gonna continue the conversation then.
Okay. Yeah, so while the technical things are being done, just on another note, just to finish up that, we really want to make sure that you keep your wits about yourself at this time of the year. This is a very, a lot of people struggle this time of the year, to between whether or not I'm going to buy somebody else something or I'm going to take care of my own.
Or either they don't have money to get it and they out trying to get money, whatever way by
it becomes
necessary. You know what I'm saying? So
fathers are looking at their children like, I want to get you something. Mothers and fathers are struggling at this point, even for themselves, to make sure a lot of times, they'll give their kids stuff and go without for themselves, this time of the year,
Yeah, so basically we was talking about this time of year, but how people be like on that negative vibe going, and the people that's positive, the light workers or whatever you want to call it, just basically be on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always have a little negative. We was talking about a little negative situation happening, and we tried to help a person out, and we caught the backlash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, sometimes, you know, they talk about see something, say something. It's not even best to say something sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah,
And
you're
then she
actually
gave
right.
a story, you know. So you just got to basically weigh it. And if it lay on your heart to say something, say something. Because like I said, you got some people, you know, the people that's always getting into this, or somebody call you and say, you know, so-and-so that, and you ain't got to tell me, I already know.
Yeah.
So them kind of people, I would just basically, I stay away from them kind of people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Separate
You
your
know,
energy.
you got to feel that vibration.
And you call that people that's judging people before they get their answer out. You know, they judging people because we always mocked as a black person anyway. So everything negative almost coming out of our mouth every time that people want to hear. They're like, it could be something positive what you selling right here, but I'm looking at it, I don't like that.
Yeah, you know,
That's wrong.
that's wrong.
Prejudging.
And people,
Exactly.
yeah, you got to ask questions and find
go.
out. You never know. But this is the time of the year that, you know, winter solstice is coming. So the real reason for the season has a lot to do with the celestial things, the stars, the cosmos, astrology. You know, so this, not only is it, we're all under pressure, but we're about to, we go into what is a hibernation period. From the 21st of December to the 25th, those 3 days, the 24th or so, Christmas Eve, that's the time when you say, you know, you separate yourself from those people. That's the time when you start to go within yourself. That's the year in reflection. That's the time when we start making our, what do you call those New Year's resolutions.
Exactly.
And that's not for publicity. That's for you, for yourself, for your goals, for your achievement, for things you want to further in life.
Reflect over last year and what you can do better. Yeah.
And right, exactly. And so those things that you learn from those people that you don't never, well, I was gonna say never, but you no longer want to have a lot of activity with, you
Right.
know, you start snipping things off, you know, you
Right.
start pruning. And this is what nature does. Nature cuts off all those leaves, all those things, because it's going to grow new. It's a
Right.
new cycle. Every winter, we slough off the old, we renew, rejuvenate, and come out in the spring ready to go.
Right, right,
You know, busting at the seams.
100% right about that New Year resolution. I mean, when you do something like that, you keep it among yourself. If you don't make it, you ain't hurt nobody. You know,
Right.
you can forgive yourself. You tell someone, they expect you, oh, he didn't get that house he said, so then they judging you. Then you
Yeah,
feel,
exactly.
inside you feel hurt.
And
know,
that's that negative
There
energy.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, Scoop.
Hello.
Tell me about Encore and whatever else beautiful, wonderful, talented things
let's
that you
say
bring
for
in.
the second set.
Second
we
set?
got a little time. We got
Okay.
to stretch out.
Oh,
I'm ready to
definitely
jump in the
Saturday.
pool.
Yeah, so you can tell us about your jewelry and what you got here and what's going on. You know, we already know Mother Love. She makes all this jewelry.
Oh, no
Right
question.
on time.
And
Well, you know, I'm always researching and finding new ways for healing in healthy ways. I'm a holistic practitioner.
Right.
So I do a lot of different things. And so the jewelry is one of my ways to create tools for helping the process of healing. I
Right.
recently found out, now I know that I feel certain energies from certain stones, but I did not know that the energy that I feel from them is like a battery of some sort. I didn't know that. I'm looking at some programs this week, and you know, some of the research I'm recently doing, I'm finding it's just leading me from one stone to another.
right.
But I was listening to a guy called Billy Carson, and he is he's a black entrepreneur, has his own space company. He has a music company. He is into the stones because he was the one that was telling me about these things are like batteries, you know. And there's something called magnetite that's in our brain, but it's also prevalent in the earth in Minnesota and a few other places in the United States.
Well, a lot of elements from the earth is in us. Copper, you know,
Yes.
crystals. Yes, they say we from the earth, so.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we magnetic, you know?
Yeah, live and magnetic.
Yes,
but a
we
lot
are,
of the
and
stuff we
that's-
put in us cut off a lot of that magnetic.
Exactly.
Yes, the
'Cause more healthy
acidic
you
stuff.
eat, you can touch stuff and you'll get shocked and you be like, hold up. That's because we live and electric.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we are electricity, protons, neutrons, and electrons. That's what makes us up, but that's what makes everything up.
Right.
And it's just how fast it moves makes up the difference in, you know, how flexible, soluble, or permeable it is. You know, because we can't put our hand through the table, but if we were to, I don't want to say resonate that's the word, resonate at a certain speed or pace or at the same as the table, then we can put our hand through it.
Exactly.
But I'm just starting to learn some more of these things.
Well, I can tell you even deeper than that. In this physical body, your 3D body, you can't. But you also have an esoteric body.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you lay down and you go to sleep, a lot of people don't even know about that body. You can put your hand through the tables, you can walk through walls. That's why they talk about witches,
your auric
warlocks,
body,
and all that. And people think it's just like a TV show, right? Because that's how blind and dumbed down we became, right? But you have people that actually know how to leave their body, this body, and astral travel.
Right.
Like these words I'm saying, astral project, astral travel, Merkaba, some people call it macabre. All this stuff you can just look it up. You can Google it. There's science behind this stuff. So,
telepathy.
And you have people that actually pay people, right, to go and astral travel and find out what's going on in some other business. So I'm telling you.
Yeah, there were a few famous people that did that.
This next level. You know what I'm saying? But now we're in the age of information, with the age of Aquarius. It's out there. The only thing you got to do is want to know about it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And look up for when you start looking up things, and that's what I'm starting to do. I'm starting to be a little more, research things a little more. Find out some of the resources that are available.
Right.
And when I was young, I mean, encyclopedias. That was where I found everything. Not that everything on internet, Google, Wikipedia. Not that all of that is true. But you got to be able to know how to decipher and filter through some of it.
With you because everything basically you need to know is already in you. You just got to know how to meditate and go into yourself.
You are the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And the science of self is important. So the more you know yourself, the more you know that book.
And you can pay attention to a lot of old sayings, right? Like it just came to me talking when I was talking about the astral projection. Someone said, "I wish I could be a fly on the wall." We got animal totems. Right? Insects in it that we like. I'm a Libra, right? And the karma, I'm an air sign. It's one of my animal totems, right? But like I say, this thing is deep. And once you get into certain things, you can actually, like, you got to like what we call a shadow body. Right? Y'all might say, y'all might be looking at me like I'm crazy.
Oh no!
But if you got a shadow, you see my shadow. You actually got people that know how to leave their body and travel through their shadow body. Wow. So this is some stuff I'm throwing out there. If you're interested in, you can do your research. Because, like I said, we are multi-dimensional. We're not just what we see right here. Yeah. Our body is just a suit. Yeah. Our spirit is what we are. Yeah. We are spirits.
Exactly.
Having a human experience. That's why when people, when you die from that body or whatever, your spirit actually exists. And you have people that
outside of the body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You actually can look at your body. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. All that stuff. They think Hollywood show you stuff, and they always show you the truth, but then they come with some other stuff and make you think. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm learning. Since 2011, and now I experienced a lot of stuff. And then what happened was the stuff that I experienced, I was like, I couldn't get no answer from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this, I'm talking fast. When I was younger, I think I told you this last week, I used to sleep. I'd be laying down sleeping, and I'd wake up. But I'm woke, but I can't move. It's just like my body just stuck. And I'd be like, I don't even like that feeling, right? So I end up laying there, and I go back to sleep. And then when I wake up, and I get up, I'm like, I hate that, right? And then my mother used to say, that's just the devil riding you. That's the old person. You know what I'm saying? You ever hear that before?
I heard that.
But as I got older, right, I found out it wasn't the devil riding. My body was in astro.
Okay.
It was coming back. My spirit was coming back into my body, right? But while I was coming back in, it wasn't fully in, and I'm waking up. You see what I'm saying? And I couldn't get up because it wasn't fully in my body, right? So I'm reading up on this. I'm like, wow, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I end up falling back to sleep, waking up, and then getting up. But a lot of times things happen. People don't know why they happen, and they just come up with something. Oh, that's just the devil riding.
Well, I have something that goes a smidgen further than, okay, you were I've had those occasions where I knew I couldn't get up. But I've also had the occasion where when I did get up, I had vertigo to occur, meaning that, you know, my spirit body and my human body didn't sync back up. And so it was crazy to walk around discombobulated, separated from, that's what vertigo is. Vertigo is your compass is not back synced up yet.
Yeah, I never experienced that, but yeah.
Yeah, I at one point I had it for 30 days.
Wow.
Because I went on a deep sea fishing trip, and it was very, very, you know, the high waves. Oh, it was terrible.
I had mine for 30 days too. I didn't teach myself how to walk again.
Oh my goodness, yes.
When they gave me motion sickness pills.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Get myself together. So right now, if somebody come behind me and push me, my balance still off.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna never be right, but you know how to contain it and deal with it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel right now.
Yeah, there's some people when they wake up in the morning, they bump into the walls all the time because they're not back yet in their body fully yet. They're not synced up yet.
And that's me. I could be walking and my shoulder hit the door. I'm like, what's going on? You know, my balance is terrible right now. You know, so I don't argue with nobody. I call the police now.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. We got to get our own security. And when I say our own, you know, I mean, like, remember when communities used to police their own communities, people in the neighborhood, you know, I mean, you could leave your doors unlocked because you knew the next door neighbor, she was watching the kids out in the backyard and father was out front fixing the car, so you was covered both ways.
When I was growing up, we wouldn't do something because, you know, Miss So-and-so right there.
If she saw you,
all that's out now.
You was going to get his whipping and her whipping and your mama's whipping.
Child, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's how it is now. Cause
that's what I'm saying.
When I grew up, my mother policed the entire neighborhood.
And they showed respect.
No question. They'll respect my mother more than they respect their own mother because my mother beat everybody kids. She didn't kick. My mother did not play that. You act up, she get you.
So, all right, since we older and we grew up like that, right? And I have, sometimes talking to my wife, I say the lost generation. I don't really like saying that. But somewhere it got lost. Anytime you can walk down the street, pants sagging and all this. So now, how do we get it back?
Lord have mercy.
That's the question.
You know
where it's at.
That's a wheel that's going down the hill. We're going to have to build a really big wall.
My first thing is, we can't compete with the internet. You know what I'm trying to say? When we was young, we ain't had the type of toys they play with, the phone.
None of that.
Technology.
We made friends with people around the way, and everybody did stuff
face
outside,
to face.
tag, red light. So all that stuff we used to do, the internet is taking these youngins so over. Instead of using it for their advantage, they're using it to bring each other down or talk about someone. So it ain't nothing but a big gospel thing for everybody. So all that you trying to tell your young man to be a man, then somebody else on the internet is showing them, well, you write this song. No doubt about music and stuff like that, but they see other way how to cheat the system.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Steady working hard to respect yourself. Once you respect yourself, you could respect the next man. And no respect is on the internet at all.
Yeah, I like that. So
that's true.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a round table because while you was talking, a couple of things came to me, and then I get you and you, and then after that we go on a break. Okay. So I asked the question, how can we get it back like it was? I don't think it's ever gonna go back like it was, right? Yeah. But what we can do is shows like this, for one, talking about it. That's communication. If someone was to click on this and they be like, so we talking basically positivity, and you gonna tell us about your stones, and you say act like a battery, but each one got different properties. You know, people, they on my job, they just look at me and they be like,
I like that Citron bracelet. Lapis lazuli.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it's science behind everything. These things mean something.
Exactly.
And it changed. We got ores around us, right? But I don't want to get into that right now. I'm gonna let her talk about. I want to talk about getting back. So how it was. So each man, right? I think it's up to us men to get the communities back like it's supposed to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you know these young guys, they ain't gonna really. They know a woman that can't really put them in their place. And I seen this clip. It wasn't good, but it was good. Did y'all see when that older guy whipped that young disrespectful guy on that subway?
Oh man!
And then people talking about, he's so bad, he needs to be locked up.
No, he don't.
Look at what happened. He needed an ass whoop.
Yes, sir.
If you ask me.
If you ask me.
Because that young boy would have whipped him down if he could.
Yeah.
So if the men stand up, right? But now the trick is, it's the dollar. They got everybody after that dollar. So if you try and stand up, they make the dollar. They print the dollar. When I say they, you know what I'm talking about. They gonna come with you and try to get you in on it. With, you know, so as long as you standing up and you positive, you trying to bring up your community. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that because basically, like you say, the music. Y'all in the music. I'm in the music. They done changed the game. Hip hop came up, you know, positive and all this, and it got effect on people. Now we gotta change this. Years down the road, they bees now, they hoes, they, you know, very negative. Everything is negative.
You can't even understand what they're saying anymore.
You
I'm
see
like,
what I'm saying?
What is this song about?
Right. So what I'm saying as far as the men, you gotta first of all, you gotta be a father to your son,
Yes.
to your daughter, and if you can get in their head, right, and teach them what you know, you can't. I told you earlier, you can't save the whole world, but the people you're in contact with. Try to save them young people and be an ear for them too, to listen to, because they want to do right. You know, I don't think it could be some people just born evil, but but if you 9 times out of 10 you want to do right, and I tell them when they come to me talking to me about this bad thing happening, this and that, I say first of all, if you want something different, you got to do something different. You can't do the same thing, look for a different result. Right, so that's what I told one of my sons, and then that was years ago. But he hit me with that when he said, "Dad, I remember you telling me if you want something different, you gotta do something," and that let me know that stuck.
It's stuck.
You know, it didn't fall on deaf ears. So basically, that's my little contributor to that question. You know, I think the men gotta step up and don't be afraid of the young boys. Don't be afraid because they got a gun or whatever. You know, wherever they act out of place, that's where they get put back in place.
Exactly.
But that guy on that train, I bet he'll think twice before he did what he did again.
Oh yeah, definitely the young boy.
You understand what I'm saying?
He will not accost another older guy thinking that
He'll have to
because he
size
don't
him
know.
up and
He'll
look
say,
at right.
I wonder, do he got them same skills that last dude?
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Dude put it on him.
But
don't sleep on the old.
He put it on him. He said, "Oh no, not today."
Okay, so now I'm bringing that question to you. How can we get it back? Like I said, not like it was, but to make this situation better.
Yeah, like Mother Love said, it's on such a slope going down, you know, right. and going off of what you said, it will never be the same again. Right. I doubt it. I mean, because there's so much negativity out here, and these boys aren't like the boys of yesterday. Right. One time it was a 50-50. You know, some was good, some was bad. Some had positive things on their mind. Like when I grew up, we was all about music. Right. You know, everybody had a band, everybody had a group. Right. You know, you had your little block parties. You know, everybody was battling. You know, and it was clean battling. There was no cussing and fussing, calling somebody woman out of name. Right. Them days are gone. And I wish I could bring it back. Like even in my group, all we do, we try to put out positive music. You know, nothing to degrade a woman or glorify a guy. You know, we don't do none of that stuff. You know, so when kids listen to my music, and I try to take some kids under me. You know, some of the younger ones. If you really want to learn, I got a basement full of stuff. You know, every piece of equipment you can name. I said, come on. Right. If I can't play it all, we can learn it all. Let's learn it together.
You know what they did?
They did. They took the music out of school.
We had trumpets, horn, all that stuff.
And that's true.
They done killed all that stuff.
And it's kind of hard to change the generation because when we went to the number 11 boys club, everything was free.
Exactly.
Now you
everything
charging all these kids to come and shoot basketball that they love to do.
A charge.
So they be like, nah, I ain't doing it. At the same time, we was in the boys club, but you had police officers teaching them right from wrong.
Right there at the police precinct.
See what I'm saying? So when they see him in the street, officer, they go, Officer Robinson. You acting straight. You know,
Exactly.
But now you got to pay everybody want to make the next dollar. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I said
so
earlier.
these kids cannot afford to get into these places because they coming from a broke home that they don't have nothing.
Right.
That's
So
why
what
they're trying to get
what
away.
They gotta turn to.
Exactly.
They got to turn to the streets. And then now, back when we was growing up, the playing football, being an athlete was the thing. Now you too cool.
No, now it's fantasy
Oh,
football.
man,
It's
you
fantasy
don't even
football.
wanna play football now because everybody want to be. I ain't trying to say gang bang because I don't really think gangs are. I think people, when you call people just hanging together and make friends with each other, they call it a gang. So y'all be a gang. But
Or
I don't
crew.
believe it ain't crew. So down here called a crew. So we had a crew when we was growing up, but everybody respect each other. Mother respect the next man.
Right.
Mother, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Look out for their brothers and sisters.
We have to. We have to. Now that's gone. So I tell my boys, I ask them every morning, even though they grown. I say, do y'all love me? Say, Dad, why you still asking the question? Well, don't do nothing to hurt me or your family. And I tell them that every day. Every
That's
day when you
good.
put them in their head, they do that. They might be this moment about to do something. I love my father. I love my sister. I love my brother. Let me walk the other way.
Right, and I'm
That's
gonna
what
say
I'm
this to that because when you said that, put me in the mind. You remember that movie Denzel Washington played in, and he was like a drug dealer. He probably a lot of drug dealers in the movie, but this one he was a loan shark, and this guy owed him a lot of money, and he seen the guy, but the guy was with his daughter and his wife.
yeah.
So what he do?
Yeah.
He respected that.
Respect that. Yeah.
He let him go ahead and go on about his business, but that guy know what was up.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting the guy, but that was that respect of
Yeah.
family.
There you go.
You know,
Gotcha.
amongst black people.
Yeah.
You know, if we get that back, that's half the battle right there.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you,
See what I'm
you
saying?
remember when they used to say a child should stay in a child's place, so you wouldn't have certain conversations around
Right.
children. You wouldn't
True that.
fight. You wouldn't say certain words. You know, and I mean, and we would tell them not to, stop cussing, keep them bad words out your mouth.
Right.
You know, and okay, let me go there because I'm real about words. Okay, cussing or cursing. Okay, I know I'm taking it to a whole nother place, but I'm esoteric. Okay, the words that we use, words are weapons.
We create our reality with our
Words
words.
backwards or use the S at the end of the words, and it became a sword.
Words are spells. To be honest.
Every
with
letter in the alphabet has a geometric, it's a sacred geometric symbol. And in kindergarten, when they start teaching us our words, each letter has a specific frequency and value.
Right.
So when they say, the tongue is a sword and your words are a weapon, that we used to say something as a child, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. That's a lie. In the beginning was the word. And the word
was-
became right. So we have to be mindful of. TV used to be we could turn on and it was nothing but wholesome kinds of things. And then they slowly did things. It was Lucy and Desi. First they were in two separate beds, and later on they were in the same bed. And so all the shows that we started watching, they're implanting certain thoughts in our head of what's good and what's bad, and we watching other people wondering if it's okay for them to do it.
Yeah.
They're being programmed. That's why they call
Right.
it television programming.
That's what TV is, programming.
And we at the point now, we way down, like you say. So something's gonna happen. Something gotta happen. I don't want to say we close to the end, but something gotta happen. But we was talking about words, and I said words with spells, right?
Right.
But when you in school, right, and they give you words to learn how to spell, and at the end of the week, right, you have your what?
Spelling test.
Why they call it
Or
spell?
quiz.
But you said it, spelling test,
Mhm, mhm.
spell. You thinking like, cause you spelling this, words are spells. So if you saying I can't do this, or I can't, I was claiming out the band practice one day this week. I went and checked this band out, right? So this how the conversation went. The guy say, hey man, he was talking, two guys was talking, how you doing, man? He said, man, I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to get my life together. So that guy said, yeah, that's good, right? He said, I gotta get my truck out the shop. I gotta do it. So that guy said, look, don't even talk about problems because I got a couple of hundred of those, right?
Wow.
And so in my mind, I was like, he claiming to have a couple of hundred problems. He spoke that,
Yes.
right?
It's in the atmosphere now.
You see what I'm saying? So after he said that, the other guy said, well, man, everything can't go right all the time, right?
So now it's starting to spread.
He say everything can't go right all the time. You know, that's life. And I was like, to me, I say I don't really
ain't claiming none of that.
You see what I'm saying? But people actually, but see, they not where I'm at right now in my walk. But you gotta watch what you say out your mouth, because the universe is gonna send it back to you.
Yes, it will.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Power of words.
yeah. So, man, it was just crazy, man.
Speaking of words, there's also power in music, and there's also power in messages in our music. But I want to know, did you bring some of your music to play today? Because we are going to go
Yes,
to a
I-
musical break, and
Yes,
then I
I
want to make
did.
sure that we can play some of your music before we begin talking about
Yeah, I
it. Is
did.
that
I brought a
okay?
couple of covers that my band did.
Okay.
Like 3 different CDs. I even
Okay.
brought one that we did. It's the OJs.
Okay.
Their Christmas song.
Okay.
We covered that.
And if I ask you to pull
Yes.
up a mic, can we put a background track on and you can roll with it?
We can do whatever you want.
Okay.
That's what we talking about.
Okay.
So, Mama Love, before we go on that break, explain some of the properties while we get this together. And then
Okay. All right. Well,
the music you will be hearing will be coming from.
you want me to hold it?
I'm going to stop. 'Cause
Okay.
We still
The main thing is that we have in us everything that we need. These are just external tools, but what I do is use these tools for healing. I had arthritis really, really bad at one point. I no longer have any concerns with arthritis because now I work with copper. I was working with gold and silver before. It was my hands were starting to get stiff and stuck. So eventually, I've learned how to heal myself and how to use holistic. Hi, how are you, Rock?
Yes.
All right, we got another guest in the house. This is he's got a hot club down on H Street on the rocks, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
All right.
Rock, we're gonna get you over to the
Hey,
table.
Rock.
We're about to go to a musical break. I just was explaining some of the healthy properties of some of the things that I do, and we'll come back shortly and bring you more on
That just has one
Encore
song. These.
and on the rocks. All right. Brother Long's gonna bring us some music, but in the meantime, you guys stay with us. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. We're gonna listen to some of what's this about to go on?
This is a cover by the OJs. I can't wait till it's Christmas.
Okay. Oh wow, how timely. That's wonderful.
What y'all wanna do
All
for
right,
Christmas?
folks.
Man, I wanna make it
Enjoy.
Y'all wanna make
Yes.
a song?
He's in the house.
All right, let's do this then.
I could only wait for Christmas. January snow, February snow, spring it takes too long.
Everyone is filled with love.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back at 2GO Radio. We're here at WinDCRadio.com, and our guests have joined us at the table. Mr. Lawrence, a.k.a. DJ Ghost, over there on the music box, playing us Encore, UN''Cor's music. These are some of his renditions of some seasonal music where he's put something out there, and that's always good. If you can capture this time of the year, so, you know, a lot of people will do the Christmas songs and perform, but you got some music that you can actually promote this time of the year.
And the other thing is to that, I was listening to the radio, and they say Mariah Carey, she got this Christmas song they play every year around the world. And they say she grossed like $4 million a year.
It's a specialty market.
Off of that
one song.
Wow,
so it's as a group, it's good to actually tap into Christmas, any holiday, or any. You understand what I'm saying?
Now
you know, holidays nothing really but rituals to create money. So every year, even like
you can
Michael
tap
Jackson,
into that
why
stream.
you think all these artists always be doing stuff like that? You know, that's seasonal money.
That's another market, a whole nother market.
He was into R&B, and you know, we know all that love R&B. So he come and saying, there's so many jealous people in the R&B don't step on. So now he in gospel. Oh my goodness, he killing it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say he using it for advantage, but he opened up his heart to other things. So now when he writing music, he writing with stuff that he see and what God putting in him. You know? Right. And now it's blessing people's ears what he's singing. And
you got gospel everything now. You got gospel rap. You got gospel go-go. You know, gospel R&B.
Yeah.
And they're on the pop stations too.
It's really like God, and the Bible say at the end he's gonna do a new thing. So, like I seen a guy on YouTube. He was in church, right, and he was like doing a little dance going on. Like back in the day, some people probably would turn their nose up.
Exactly.
Nah, at least he in church doing. You feel? Don't get saved or get your life to God and then become a hermit or. You know what I'm saying? But when you was out there in the world, you was a baller, shot caller, making money. You understand what I'm saying?
But see, it used to be a severe difference between how gospel music was and how secular music was. But now you can barely tell the difference. Mary, when they came in on their music, and what's the man's name? Kirk Franklin. They opened the floodgates on pop music, sounding very similar to gospel. You know. You play any gospel in the nightclub sometimes? Some of the artists that you think that might be a hot artist? You know what? I bet you can find one or two.
Maybe on the TV, you know, in the happy hour when the music is not up too loud.
Okay.
Have the TV on and BET,
something in the background. Okay.
Like that, but we're not definitely not playing no gospel.
Okay.
Don't disrespect the Lord like that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The alcohol over here, we got the gospel right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, he created that spirit. They call wine and liquor spirits.
Right.
So I'm not going to say that it depends to getting drunk with the spirit. You know, there's some lines that we can get very close to and tiptoe around in that area. But I wanted to get back to the music we were just hearing. I know it's seasonal, but what else are you doing? What else do you have? You have some other CD and music?
Yeah, I actually bought 3 different CDs.
Okay.
I bought the one Christmas song, and then I brought 2 CDs that we created some covers from different artists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Well, that was very timely. I appreciate that. That sounded great.
Well, thank you.
But tell me a little bit about how you came from your beginning to Encore. Can you?
Okay, well, I've been with groups all my life. I've been singing since I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Had a family band called, Simply Family, because that's just what it was. It was Simply Family, so it was an easy name. So I was the only one, and my younger brother. My younger brother, he's still into the music thing. He's an audio engineer for ABC, NBC, BET, you name it, he does it.
He took it up there.
So, but he's with a gospel group now called Outreach 24. Mm-hmm. They do their gospel thing.
Okay.
So. But I was still into my music, I still love my R&B because that's what I grew up on. Stylistas, Jackson 5s, all them. So I still sung in church and so on and so forth. And as time went by, I joined a group, and we called themselves Pots and Pans. Don't laugh at
I've
the
heard
name.
of them, Pots and Pans.
Pots and
Hold up,
Pans.
you had a female bass player.
Exactly.
I went to
Lisa.
rehearsal with you guys with Lisa one time.
Okay.
Got her phone number. It was
Exactly.
over off of Constitution or Massachusetts.
Mass Avenue, right over there.
Yeah, I came to rehearsal with you guys a couple
Okay.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, I was part of that band. Yeah, my brother Kevin, and it got a little crazy sometimes. So I decided that I was gonna venture out on my own, you know. And so I said I'm gonna start my own band. And believe it or not, I did a startup band overnight.
Okay.
They couldn't even believe it. I told them, I said, hey, y'all, you know, this is going to be my last day with Pots and Pans. I'm going to start doing my own thing because, you know, we'll have a gig, don't have a gig, have a gig, don't have a gig, because some crazy things happen sometimes. But, you know, I still love my family. They'll always be. So I was looking for a name for the group. I said, what can I call this group that I want? I got all the stuff in my head I want to do. I want to have my own band. I want to be able to sing what I want to sing, not what someone wants me to sing, you know, because that's how it was in the band. Everybody got to vote on the song, and if they like the song, then you can do it. If you don't like it, then you got to table it. You're like, I really wanted to do that song, you know.
Yeah.
So
Unanimous decision.
I got in my thing. I said, I'm going to do my thing where I can have my band back me. I sing what I want to sing as long as I want to sing, you know, and do whatever. So I was trying to think of a name, and I was watching television. That's how my name came up, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
I was watching television, and I was watching the channel Encore,
Okay.
and they spell it totally different. You know, I was like, I said, I like that name. I said, but I can't use that name. So I decided, I said, I'll spell it different. And that's how I came up with the spelling
Right, yeah,
of
that's what you gotta
Encore.
do. You gotta change
I
the
came
spelling.
up with the spelling totally different, but it came from the channel Encore. You know, and my theme song used to be, you know, the world have an encore, you know, by
Oh,
I was
yeah.
flashing
Cheryl
when I
Lynn.
hit that song. Yo,
Cheryl Lynn. Yeah, we used to do that. That's how I used to come out.
That's what I thought about when I seen the name.
Encore. Exactly. So that's how the name came about. We've been around for about 5 years. You know, so
Okay, and we've been actually probably missing each other, hit and missing.
Yeah,
for about the past 4 years.
me
so
and
I
Mother
didn't
Love
realize.
kept trying to get together. We always tried.
So y'all connected now,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, we finally connected this summer. We at a show.
In Mount Rainier.
Mount Rainier Day.
We did a show.
Yeah, Mother
Well,
Love Day.
my band was helping to coordinate the bands to perform that day. My band didn't perform.
You got on the mic.
Yeah, I actually did get on. I was around because our band.
Generator was messed up.
Right.
Generator-
That's every year.
That was a
Every
crazy
year.
day.
Okay.
They
Mount
got
Rainier-
3 different generators. Didn't work.
Yeah, some kind of way the power is never enough. We come out there, and y'all do too. Every time, as soon as the band starts, da-da-da-da-da-da-da,
Boom.
and you know, we come out ready to crank.
Yes.
And then we gotta, you know, it's like a horse at the starting gate, chomping at the bit, ready to go. And then as soon as we drop off the front, we fall on our face because now we gotta start and wait for this daggone the generator to crank up. This year we did 3 generators. But the former years, you know, the first one, it wouldn't be as strong. And then, I don't know why they don't know by now how many years. I've been doing Mount Rainier Day for about 8 years now.
Wow, and they ain't figured it out yet?
Every year
Wow.
we have blown the generator, every year. So at least they had
They might be using the same generator.
Might be.
well, at least this year they had 2 backups. You know, so finally by the third one.
They work for a second and perform.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
because the show supposed to have started at a certain time. It didn't even kick
12
off.
o'clock. I think it
Yes.
started at 3.
Right, and some bands didn't even get to play.
My band didn't play.
Right,
You know.
because they just
So-
ran out of time.
But we came back and we performed another annual event that we do up there, which is the public safety night. You know, when the police come out.
Exactly.
Theirs is usually in September.
Okay.
So we didn't perform that night, but we still, we were on. How can I say? We still got paid. Our contract still paid us. But we've done things for the Mount Rainier group in over the years, so they know they can always call on us. But this year, Mike Stinson, or Dion the Entertainer, who is the manager of my band, he decided, hey, look, I can bring together all these bands, And why don't I do that? And that's what he did. That's how he brought you guys in there. Because Gas is what, your drummer?
Yes.
Gasoline? Yeah, so he plays for me, he plays for him, he plays for you, Gasoline. Yeah, so he's one of the connections for all of us anyway. He's who introduced me to you. Over the
Exactly.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's how I met my man here.
So, I got a question, right?
Sure.
With all the bands like in the city, you know, we a band city. We like you have other like New York and different places. They hip hop, scratching records and doing. But DC, we always stuck to music, actually live performance. So with so many bands out here, how do you market yourself as far as getting out there, getting shows, making money? You understand what I'm saying?
Internet, word of mouth, you know, put out flyers, you know, do free shows. Sometimes
you hear that? That's a word a lot of people run away from.
Sometimes you gotta get something to get something. Sometimes my words are, I'm not worried about the first dollar. I'm worried about the last dollar. Okay. The first dollar I ain't worried about. I'm worried about the long money.
Okay.
The short money, so I can do a free show. I don't have a problem with that because I always believe if I put out something good, you're gonna like it, and if you like it, you're gonna want me to come back. Then we can sit down and we can talk.
That's good PR.
You know, so.
And my type of, I never burn the bridges. If I met you, we come friends. You know, so I know I could get a favor from you. You can get one from me. So I use my favor card out there. Everybody that got these clubs, they know me. You know, I never was the type that back talking nobody or putting no one down. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
So I could go in different places in DC and take my band there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do now. And the band members that I had, we did like 3 or 4 shows. We didn't get paid for them shows, but guess who paid them? I told them that the club was paying, but I was paying. He'll tell you this.
I've done that too. I've done that.
I was paying them, but the part was my other job come before that. So when I couldn't set up shows because I got to work to make the real money,
Right.
they want to turn their back on me. Then so I said,
It'd be a lot of that going on.
Man. So I came to practice one day and say, I thought y'all used to do this song after this. You haven't been here, so I can't, you know, ooh. So guess what? I just stepped off. I didn't argue with them. I didn't do none of that. Y'all can have
They didn't realize what side of their bread the butter was on.
So let's know that my ears chills through the street. They ain't do a show yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing bad on them, but I didn't do nothing to you. I took sick.
He was sick.
There's another thing too. What I noticed too, it'd be like you have a good singer, a good guitar player, or somebody that's good and gifted. A lot of times they don't be working because they think they're too good. You feel what I'm saying?
Won't do their homework. They come to rehearsal to practice.
They want to be the star. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's it.
And I know I met a lot of them over the years, right? But what I learned about the bands that's constantly working and making money, they stick together and work as a unit. That's it. You know, you're going to have some hit and some miss, right? But you got some people ain't even going to come out unless they get missed. You feel what I'm saying? And even when Chuck Brown was playing, when he rest in peace, I knew him personally, right? He said it's like a roller coaster ride. You know, a lot of times he was high, then a lot of times he was low.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? But he had that band, certain band members that would stick with him throughout all. So I'm saying, as a band leader, if you get them ones that would stick with you, don't worry about the ones think they the superstars. Because guess what? They need a mic to sing on. They need a band to play behind them. You feel what I'm saying? So just keep on doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm doing. And when I bring people in my band that I have, I come to you. When I come to you, I say, well, each one of us get a show piece. If you want me to play at your family, we got to do it free. You want me to do something for you, we got to do it free. We get one show piece. They say, for real? I say, yeah. Because it ain't all about the music. It's about about money, about all this just having fun. Even when we practice, just use it like a show as a practice. Just getting the audience together, getting our followers together. So you got to go out there, you know? I got to, so I'll be like this, paying them oh, this was club on the page, and they ain't pay us a dime. You know? But my thing is, once I get them to follow me, got my back, I'm taking them in the right direction. I won't lead nobody that I love in the wrong direction, because I won't do that to myself.
Exactly.
Right.
So he'll tell you, man, when I come to his house to a studio, my money up front. Soon I hit the door. It ain't after we do this and after. It's a business and a respect. As long as I got my respect with him or got my respect to different people in DC, I'm good.
Right.
They could have the credit for your credit card. As long as I got street credit, I'm good.
Hello.
You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he is absolutely right. And I pin off of what he just said. When I was with Pots and Pans, we had the same mentality that you had. We'd do a show free for the members, you know. If you say, hey, my aunt's having an 80th birthday party. I want the band to play. We ain't talking about $1. Hey, we there. We gonna knock that out for mama. You know?
And you're going to get fed good.
Exactly.
You know, they're going to give you something to take home.
Exactly.
They're going to tell all their friends, and this my grandson came over here and bought his band. You know, they down at that club next week, you know.
Exactly. So, but that's very true. I've been fortunate this year as far as my band. I actually had one of the guys from The Intruder, he joined my band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Von Paris.
Okay, that's
dynamite singer. I mean, awesome. If you go on YouTube and look up The Intruders, both shops Intruders.
Okay.
You'll definitely know who he is because he'll be the one jumping around, just all over the stage. Dynamite. I call him Von the blank entertainer because I mean he really gets down.
Okay.
So we became great friends because I'm his trainer. Yeah, I personally I body train people, you know, body build.
Oh, you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I know you do IT as well.
I do it all. I try. I always, like I said, I ain't worried about the first $1. I need that last $1. Exactly. So I'm gonna keep the dollar flow. So we get along so great, and we put on a show. You know, we got this show up in Baltimore at the Windsor Inn, all the way up in Baltimore. On Tuesday nights.
Oh, the Windsor. Okay.
Windsor Inn, exactly. He hooked that show up because he knew Tasha personally.
Okay.
We went up there, and she wanted my band to play, and he wanted to be on the show with me, and so on and so on. We clicked so good into practice. I drafted him. I said, "You part of Encore as of today." You know, he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I thought I was just gonna do the show." I said, "No, you part now." So, because we got a chemistry that's so crazy. In the show, we'll actually sit down and we'll talk just like me and you talking right now. We'll talk, have fun, blah blah blah. Then I say, "Man, let's get back to this music," you know. And people haven't seen that. They haven't had a variety show in a long time. They don't see that on stage where 2 guys or whoever, 3 guys, whatever, can sit down and talk and have fun, laugh and
Mixing
joke.
it up.
You know, and then
Put you in the
still
mind
get
of-
in there.
What's that old group? They used to call themselves the Rat Pack.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
A form of that.
Well,
You know,
Shammy, baby,
give you
Shammy.
a great show. Yeah, because I went from naming my band Encore. Now I name it Encore Band and Show. Yes, so that's what I call it now. Yeah.
Okay, so you have been doing music since you were 8 years old.
8 years old.
And now Encore is you taking the show. Well, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be coming down to on Thursday nights. We do a network. What we call it, a Star Network opportunity where we bring artists out that already have music. Most times, you know, we're having them to perform their music. Sometimes, you know, we'll do other stuff like I did something last night. I put on a background track. And I just went off the cuff and did something live.
Yeah.
Brother Lawrence recorded
people
that.
actually shared it off my page.
Really? I didn't see it on your page. I have to go see
check
it.
the page. I posted
Seriously?
that same night.
Oh wow! I'm a little bit famous.
Also posted you hand dancing too.
Really?
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Yeah.
But honestly, you know, this is. I forgot what I was talking about. What I was talking about?
You was talking about they coming out to the club. You got the
Yes,
club before
Thursday
they-
nights. Encore is coming up there. Yeah, we're starting to bring, you know, live performances out. In addition to just the artists with the track, because that's readily available all the time.
Right.
But we're gonna start having the bands out, and you know, I don't know about the house band situation. I know that Camilla is in control of all of that. I just know so far, we're having Encore to come out, and we're gonna start having live performances. In addition, you know, you can bring some of your music out if you want to do a solo. You and Vaughn.
Yes.
You know, this Thursday would be lovely for you guys to come on out.
Okay, excellent.
Bring your background
Basically,
track
we
and
building-
whatnot.
We building up because we're gonna start having talent shows.
That's right.
Yeah, January the
So if you know
26th.
somebody that can sing and trying to win $300 and get a track done, you know, just tell them about it.
So every week we're having more and more performances to build up to the January event where we're having the finalists. So all of our performers will be in the finals, you know, and then we'll narrow it down, and then we'll have a winner, and then we have cash, but we also have services available because your son, who also is a producer and writer.
Wow.
He has a studio set up. He's a professional. He's done some very major work, work with some major artists.
Yeah.
So he's gonna. So you get a contract where you're gonna be able to do music in the studio as well as some production time, and some cash. So and there's
All thing you
first,
have to do is
second,
be
and third.
talented. That's all.
So
Bring
you'll
great
have an
talent.
opportunity to perform, but then you may end up being the house band that plays behind the folks that are performing their individual
'Cause
pieces.
It's a nice spot. So if you ain't doing nothing this Thursday, just come out and
Come
check
check
it
us out.
Okay, I
Nice
definitely.
bar, food. I
Oh,
mean,
you were
it's
gonna
nice.
come?
Yeah, I suppose I came this Thursday, but I don't get off to 11 at night.
Oh,
so
we
I
were
need to
gone
check
up
out.
about
Yeah,
10. About
so
10
she
we
was
had
saying
gone.
I could get there about 9 and everything. too.
Yeah.
So this Thursday I'm gonna take off. For
Yeah.
We can
Come
come
in.
on.
Because actually we have it from 8 to 12, but if it's not popping,
Close it
Yeah,
down.
Exactly.
We
You
let
gotta
people
get up and go
perform
work
and
the
then,
next
you
day.
know.
But now,
Mm-hmm.
since y'all doing that, the people that I know, the word of mouth is amazing.
Okay.
So when he tell people and I tell people, I'm
Yeah,
bringing people.
let's
I ain't
build
gonna hit
it.
that door unless I bring 10 people with me.
Yeah, now
that's-
that's
the
what
thing.
we're asking for
Yeah.
those performers that are doing this competition, that they're gonna have
I'm
to
gonna bring
sell
my
10
crowd to cheat
tickets.
for me. My
To
crowd
be a
have
part.
to come in and clap for me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. exactly.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
Ain't
So
nothing wrong with that.
we can work together on that.
Yeah.
So that's
and-
why we actually call it the network.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the
that's
network.
it.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
With a
More
star
people
network.
Come out,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We get more shows, or it's this network.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then
came
we'll
up
we'll
with
have
that.
other things that we're going to be doing as we go along. Camilla, you know, in her absence, I am co-hosting in the absence of your main host, because Lawrence is here usually, so he's a co-host as well. But Queen Kim, Camilla, you know, she's also a performer. She performs there as well on Thursday nights.
Okay.
But we're looking forward to building up some, you know, more and more and more, and raising the bar higher and higher and higher, so to where we can have, you know, bigger venues, go
Yeah,
different
but
places.
the last one is when we say after we had the 12 through the year.
Mm-hmm.
The last one is going to be tracks going to be produced by Chucky Thompson. I had him on the show, and I grew up with him. We like friends, and so he told me whatever you do, you know, I got your back. So,
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
what you need.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
you know what I'm saying? So to have a producer like that that's connected the way he's connected, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've
I
done a show
appreciate
with
that.
him before down in Tacoma. I did 3 years at Tacoma Station, and I think I may have seen you down at Tacoma Station.
Correct.
So you know, venues like that, because he had a talent night one year. That's how I started at Tacoma. One of his partners was looking for talent for, I think it was Thursday nights. And so I came in, and so he was part of the publicity and, you know, some of the
Right.
critique, you know, they let us know things that would help us and improve us and so on. And that's invaluable. You know, you're your worst critic. But then when someone else who has that, you know, industry experience can tell you honestly, what is your appeal, you know, what can you work on? How can you become better? What can make you a better artist? You know, that's an invaluable tool that I was happy to have. You
And
know.
what he told me on the show when I had him here, he said your marketing is, I don't know the exact words, but basically he was saying was more the biggest percentage than actually the talent that you bringing forth.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
to get the people in the house.
Yeah, and actually get them units sold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And but you can pull it up. It's you go to Wendy C. It was 922.
Okay. When Chucky was here.
18. And you
Okay.
can check out the whole interview. He was dropping some stuff. I was like, man, I ain't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he been with Jimmy Jam, Puffy. I mean, you know, he's known. So he was dropping them Jews. I was listening. So
Okay.
I'm just saying all that to say. And I'm looking forward to hearing Encore.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So we setting that up.
I'm the type of person that, like, two pastors came to me. One, I went to one church. He kept looking at me and saying, "You missing your calling. You got the voice that people pay attention to." You know, when I talk to people. Then I went to another. I did. You know, I'm be honest. I looked at him and said, "Yeah." You know. Yeah.
Whatever.
Then the next one, I went to my grandma's church, and the pastor say the exact same thing. He said, "Young man, you're gonna be rich because you got divorced. And when you talk to people, they pay attention." So now, when I talk to people, go like for the school system, I go take my business out there to do this. Let them know a week later, Mr. Dixon, could we still take your off on it? I mean, I pay attention, and I come from my heart to stuff that I talk to you about.
Right.
So now, since y'all told us about this, I'm on the phone tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm fighting people. You know, we
yeah.
got to work together. Then in the summertime, we could throw little block parties and you know everything out there. You know, but we just got to worry about helping each other instead of stepping on your feet because he getting too big, you getting too big. Nah,
Yes.
y'all bringing us along.
Scoop and I have also performed together. I believe last summer we were down at Freedom Plaza. What's the man's name? He's got 2 G's in his name. The brown skinned fella that does the shows.
Yeah, I can't even think this name.
G's and crackers. I know he's gonna be upset with me if I can't think his name. We did his birthday show over at G's.
Right.
I'll think of his name, I'm sure. But we, you know, and that's a community effort. Chuck Brown used to do these events. You know, he did a lot of community events. You know, and that's one of the things that, you know, how we can.
He said he started out playing like at people backyard cookouts and house parties. You know, and before he actually started going to what's that club Latino that he said, give Slick Rick, he's watching right now, for the Sweatband a shout out.
Hey Slick Rick, shout out to you. You watching too? You watch from the Sweatband?
He's on the Sweatband.
Oh, okay. Oh, is his name up on that marquee that's in the back?
It might.
It's every band I used to know up on there. If it's not, it probably should be. I've heard of Sweatband. I know that.
They're actually from Hot Cold Sweat.
Oh, yeah,
okay. But
so that part might be on there.
It's not the whole Hot Cold Sweat. It's a few of the members, so they call themselves the Sweatband. Shout out, Rick.
Shout out to Rick from Sweatband. Yeah, come down and check us out on Thursdays at Bass Lounge up on Annapolis Road on Thursday nights from 8 to midnight. Bring your band members and we can talk about getting you and your band up there performing as well. But Encore is going to be there this Thursday, not performing, but come and network with us. Star Network Night on Thursday night at Bass Lounge.
Exactly. We'd love to have you there.
You're coming down on the time now, so you want to play like one more track?
Yeah, play the one I covered, Marvin Gaye, one of the greatest guys in the world. What's going on? Play that track.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
You'll love that one.
That's number 2 on this.
Yes, you'll love that one.
And I want to shout out to our engineer that's in the other room. What's his name? Nick.
Nick, yeah.
I want to shout out to him for getting us on the air this week. We now have had an opportunity to see what others will see. I hadn't seen it before, but like he said, the gentleman Rick from Hot and Cold Sweat, he must be on. Is he watching live on the website?
He's on Facebook Live.
He's on Facebook Live. Okay. Well, that's another resource that we're going to put out there. But yeah, make sure you look up 2GO Radio. We have a number of social media avenues. We're on Facebook as well. Lady All That is on Instagram. Check out the Facebook page as well as the Instagram. And we hope that you'll check us out again next week from 3 to 5. And she'll be back. She's on hiatus. She's in the field. Now we're going to take a listen to Scoop's piece, rendition of Marvin Gaye's
What's Going On? And Mercy, Mercy Me.
Mercy,
What's going on? Mercy, Mercy Me. And if it run a little bit less than that 5 minutes, we'll be talking back with you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the track up.
Okay.
And maybe next week we'll talk to Ron.
Dance to me.
took like a break for 1 year. And that 1 year turned into
Come on, talk to me, so we can see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Right on, Kelly. Everybody thinks we're wrong. Simply 'cause our head is long. Don't you know we gotta find a way to bring some loving in today? Yeah, it lies from us. It's all from us. Punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so we can see. Oh, what's going on? 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 I'll tell you what's going on. Right on, Kelly. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Whoa, things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north, south, and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Whoa, things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Oh, wasted on the ocean and upon our sea, fish full of mercury. Ooh. What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. I don't know. Hey, you see Mike? Who cares if he's old man? I saw that. What's going on? Man, if you see him, tell me I've been trying to reach him. Man, you know I will. I've been trying to find out what's going on. Man, your guess will be mine. What's going on? What's going on? Somebody tell me what is going on? What's going on? I'm sitting there thinking about you tonight. All that you mean to me. I used to think I would never fall in love with you. I guess I was wrong. Your heart was broken.
back, welcome back, welcome back.
All right, you got it.
DJ Ghost.
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for coming out.
Well,
you got
thank
an
you.
open door invitation back when you got promotions or anything going on. And we see you next week, Kim. Anything you want to say?
Yes, peace and positive energy. Want you to mind your thoughts and pay attention to your thoughts. Your mind is the most valuable thing that you could ever have. Do not waste your energy thinking bad thoughts.
Amen. Well, I'd like to thank y'all for having us here. Alonzo, Scoop Jones from Encore, my man Dixon here, Mother Love, this great gentleman here, you know, appreciate you all. Looking forward to coming back to hanging with you,
and like I say,
having myself a good time.
You ain't doing nothing, come out
Let me
Thursday.
need y'all with something, and this is an old thing. A person that never makes a mistake, that means he wouldn't want to try something, do something new.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So always look at that.
Amen.
Try new things.
Try new things.
Yes. Peace and positive energy, and see you next week.